how I become a Qimen master or even a Qimen teacher in such a short time, and then I actually penetrate to over 15 different countries around the world in a very, very short time. You see, my name is Dougles Chan. I'm actually a Qimen teacher in the Qimen Academy internationally. So I love to share with you some of the things which I like to go through with you, and then to share with you what are the things that I have done to make myself to be very popular and across the board in terms of internationally that I teach Qimen Dunjia. You see, so I don't learn Qimen Dunjia purposely. In terms of it just comes to me along the way in my life, and then from there I decided that this is something whereby it's very interesting, and I want to teach people in how to use Qimen Dunjia for a better purposes. So I also discover along the way a lot of things whereby people need to know, and then because when they need to know, they're able to make their life even better. Because when their life become better, their people around them better, their children are better, their spouse are better, families are better. So that's my intent. So knowing how to use Qimen Dunjia and make their life better, that is my purpose, that is my intent. I want to share with them the tricks, the strategies, and the methodology to become better in their life. You see, so ultimately it is, how do I become so famous in such a short time? Well, I talk about it. I use video, I use YouTube, I use social media, I use TikTok. I grow from 0 to 20,000 subscribers or even followers within TikTok in less than 7 days. This is something whereby I never even talk about it. I never even think about it before. But ultimately, these numbers actually is far much more than this YouTube subscriber. I have over 1,000 people following me in this YouTube. Nothing to be proud of or nothing to be brag about, but every one of them are actually my real subscriber. Even like 5%, 10% of them are already my students. So eventually, I also don't need a lot of students. I teach individually, I teach group, and every classes I only have about 20 to 30 different people. And eventually, I also choose who I want to teach. I don't teach just anybody, because I believe that this skill itself, which is very powerful, can help a lot of people, but if used by other people who have a certain evil intent, or they may not be able to be very good in understanding the concept, or maybe when they were to use Qimen Dunjia, it may not be beneficial for them, then I will have to reject them. I tell them that you may not be suitable, or you may not be the best student to go into this particular field, because they may take a long time to learn, or even they may use it wrongly, and because of that, their life may not become better because of the wrong decision that they make and the mistake that they make under this category. So, and of course, what I do is that my courses are actually quite long. Easily we're talking about 8 months for the beginner, advanced another 10 months. So total 1.5 years gone. Even if I have a master program, easily it takes another 3 years. So the thing is, I make sure that I teach all of them sincerely, and whatever thing that they learn is bits and pieces, but it's very systematic. So much so that as long as they manage to complete it, and not many people can complete it because it's long, it's tedious, and it's very tiring. In my disciple class, I give a lot of homework. So much so that sometimes some of them they cannot make it, they cannot take it. You see, but I want to polish them, I want to train them, because once they reach to their level in the ground, it's a real thing already. If I don't polish them into a real master or a real disciple, then end of the day is they will make mistakes. It's bad. I always have this analogy. It's always better to learn the mistake in the class first, rather than you make mistake in real life. Because when you make mistake in real life, the mistake is not on you, the mistake is on other people, and their life will change. You see, eventually it's this. Slowly, people will become better. but not fast. The faster you go, the worse it can be. So I always say that learning Qimen, it takes time. You can't complete the whole course in 2 days. Mind you, it doesn't work that way. Of course, there are always a lot of people doing that. They try to complete the course within 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 1 week. But eventually is, do you really understand the concept? Do you really apply the whole thing correctly? Not many people can do that. Objectively, many people who learn Qimen Dunjia, many of them, they don't really know what is the whole thing about, especially the application. Maybe the knowledge, yes, but application-wise, the complication, many of them are just very surface level. Some of them may even learn the wrong information. You see, so ultimately is being successful is one thing, being knowledgeable is one thing, but how do you apply it to make a life differences? That's another thing. You see. So anyway, moving up to the story of how I become so famous, and popular in 15 different countries, is that sometimes there's a stroke of luck when some of my students in certain countries, they become my ambassador, they become my spokesperson, and recommend their friends to me, and somehow this one become two, two become 10, it become more and more. Then ultimately I treat everybody with respect, and whoever that cannot learn from me, I will just tell them, in a very polite manner, telling them that maybe you're not suitable in this industry, or if you really want to learn, maybe you learn from somebody else. You see, that's how I deal with those students who wants to learn but I cannot teach them. But ultimately, it's always about sincerity, how genuine you are. I think that's a lot of difference, because whether or not this is if you see some of my videos, most of my videos are not very professionally done. I don't get a videographer, those professional script writer to do it, because I intentionally want to showcase my real person. Sometimes some of my videos are really very badly done, but ultimately is as we go along, we improve a bit by bit. But I intentionally do not want to get a professionally to do it. Those professionals, they make it until so rah-rah, whereby it becomes very commercialized. I do not like this. I want to show you my real case, my real person. I make a mistake in video, I continue. I make a mistake, I say something wrong, I continue. You see, usually there's no editing, unless I say something very, a big blunder within the video, then there will be some editing. But ultimately is, I showcase myself, real self to the other party, and eventually people appreciate it. The people appreciate my honesty, appreciate my original, my creativity, and eventually people of the same wavelength will come to me and become my student. And eventually, this is what we call the law of attraction. Whatever energy I emit out, it will come back to you. So in anything that you do next time, be sincere. Don't have to be too rah-rah, the kind of things whereby you make it until so professional, whereby people can say that you are a salesperson. Yes, I may be a salesperson, I can sell, but the thing is, I also show my vulnerability, show my ability of not being perfect. Nobody is perfect, let's put it this way, nobody is perfect. So, honesty, discipline, original, and not being rah-rah, and of course, maybe a stroke of luck. And then from there, things will start to pop up. You see, maybe if next time, if you want to become a Qimen teacher or a master or even in any other industry, these are the things you can take note of. Be yourself, be original, be authentic. Then from there, I wish you good luck in the journey that you want to be. Thank you very much.